You have probably spent a long time trying to learn to factorize trinomials, such as x squared plus 5x minus 36. For example, that one factorizes to x plus 9, x minus 4. However, don't forget that it's not the only type of factorization. So what about x squared minus 36x? Is that a trinomial? No, it is not a trinomial, because it does not have a constant term. In fact, that is just a common factor. So don't forget about common factor. The common factor is x, and this factorizes to x bracket x minus 36. What about x squared minus 36? Is that a trinomial? No. Is there a common factor? No. This is called a difference of two squares. The word difference here refers to the result of subtraction. One number take away another. This one factorizes to x minus 6, x plus 6. Or you could have said x plus 6, x minus 6. We will learn how to do difference of two squares in this video. Let's explain how we get x squared minus 36 from x minus 6, x plus 6. So if we multiply out the brackets, x times x would give us x squared, x times plus 6 would give us plus 6x, minus 6 times x would give us minus 6x, and minus 6 times plus 6 would give us minus 36. So in this very special case, our outer terms and inner terms cancel, and we are just left with the first terms and the last terms, x squared minus 36. So when we factorize with the difference of two squares, we do this in reverse. Before we use the difference of two squares method, we have to make sure it's in the form of a square take away a square. We'll start by listing out square numbers from 1 up to 100, and that will help us to identify these. So 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, and 100. So for example, 49 is 7 times 7, or 7 squared. So let's work through some examples. If we have to factorize 49 minus y squared, we notice that 49 is a square number, and y squared is a square. So we write two brackets, and at the beginning of each bracket we put the square root of 49, which is 7. Then we look at what you square to get y squared. That would be y, and we put those at the ends of the brackets. And finally, in one of the brackets we put a minus, and in the other one we put a plus. And it doesn't matter which way round we put the minus and the plus. It could have been 7 plus y, 7 minus y. So let's look at the next question. 9x squared minus 1. We have a number before the x squared, but x squared is a square, and 9 is a square, and therefore 9x squared is a square. 1 is also 1 squared. So we write two brackets, and at the beginning we think, what do you square to get 9x squared? Well, 3 times 3 would give you 9, and x times x would give you x squared. So the answer is 3x. We put 3x at the beginning of both brackets. To get 1, it's 1 times 1. So we put 1 at the end of both brackets, and in one of the brackets we put a minus, in the other bracket we put a plus. So one more, 25a squared minus 16b squared. 25 is a square, a squared is a square, so 25a squared is a square, 16 is a square, and b squared is a square, and 16b squared is a square. So it is a difference of two squares. So two brackets. To get 25a squared, you would do 5a times 5a. So we put that at the beginning of both brackets. And then to get 16b squared, that is 4b times 4b. So we put 4b at the end of both brackets. And we make one of these a minus, and we make one of them a plus. 5a minus 4b, 5a plus 4b. On this screen you can see three expressions, but only one of them is a difference of two squares. Which one is it? Is it 64x squared minus 7? Well, 64x squared is a square, that's 8x times 8x, but 7 is not a square, so we cannot actually factorize this with difference of two squares. What about 64x squared plus 9? They are both squares, but it's a sum, not a difference. And what about 64x squared minus 9? Yes, that is correct. We can factorize that as 8x minus 3, 8x plus 3. One more example. Now you may have a power of a variable which is not a square, apparently, but it is still actually a square. So x to the power 6 is equal to x cubed times x cubed. When you do more work on powers, if you haven't yet, you'll learn more about this. So this factorizes as x cubed minus 5, x cubed plus 5.